Covington Conversations. This is my show on TPNK that shows monthly, where I invite a guest to basically inform the citizens of our city. Today my guest is Norm Damaris. Norm is the chair of the Bicentennial Committee. Welcome, Norm.
Thank you, Sherry. Mayor Sherry.
So Norm took over the chair of the Covington Bicentennial early 2013. Mm-hmm. So it's been over 2 years now that we've been working on this. And I must say, I think when we asked Norm to take on this responsibility, I don't think any of us realized how much time was going to be involved and how much work has been involved. So Norm, we've done a lot in the last 2 years, especially since the beginning of the year. You want to talk a little bit about some of the things that you come to your mind, the things that stick out as some really pretty amazing accomplishments.
Yeah, we did, and thank you, Mayor Karen. Yeah, we took over 2 years ago, and there were 5 projects that were planned at that time. One was a documentary film about Covington. Another one was Covington's first book. There was an exhibit at the Beringer Crawford Museum. There was a K-12 program in conjunction with the Covington Independent Schools, and there were some walking and guided tours of the city of Covington. And when we looked at that, we thought that was fantastic, but we wanted to actually expand that to look a little bit more towards the future. And so we looked at various activities and events and initiatives we could undertake that would bring the community together more. So from there, we planned an awful lot of additional things. We held a kickoff at the Dries Pavilion back in May of 2014.
Right.
I think we had 500 or 600 people show up and attend that, and that was exciting for us.
Yeah, we had people from all over the city and people of all ages.
Yep,
yeah.
We actually provided transportation to the pavilion, and we just got a lot of the crowd, a lot of folks that we don't normally see in other events that we go to. From there, we've also looked at 6 impact projects. And the notion behind that was that the Covington Bicentennial Committee would go and support 2 social service-based projects, 2 public beautification projects, and 2 public art projects. And we would coordinate all activities, promote the Impact Day, bring hundreds of volunteers together, and go off and do the work. So we canvassed the community and asked for suggestions as to what they would like. And since 2014, we did 2 in 2014, and we just held a 3rd event this couple weekends ago as part of the National Cleanup Day, and had roughly 1,500 volunteers out for that. So we have 3 more to go this year, and we're really excited about those 3.
Yeah. The one I think that stood out in everybody's mind was the one a couple weeks ago for Keep Covington Beautiful, the Great American Cleanup. And as you know, we had people from all the neighborhoods in the city doing their individual cleanup projects, but then we had the big one down at Goebel Park, Make Goebel Great. And for that project, it was an installation of 2 playground equipment, one for the little ones and one for the older kids. And I know we probably had close to 200 people working on that alone. And then everybody came down to Goebel Park and we all celebrated. And I think that was the best cleanup day that we've had in the city since I've been involved. So it's good memories for everybody.
Right, thank you. We enjoyed it. Yes.
Yeah. So something that's going to be coming up here, and actually it's actually this Saturday, I think May 16th, at the library in Covington. There will be a book signing event from 1 to 3. And the book that you mentioned is the first comprehensive history of the city of Covington.
Right.
And so there'll be a book signing, and I don't know if you want to hold that up. We don't actually have the book, but that's the cover of the book. And we've been getting rave reviews about the book and the content. A lot of history that people have not heard about the city before. So I think people are really enjoying that. So you want to make any comments about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Dr. Tenkati, Dr. Claypool, and Dave Short of the Public Library, they spearheaded this effort, and what they were able to do is get, I believe, 17 other authors to contribute to this book. So it is comprehensive. If everything you thought you knew about Covington, there's probably 10 times more about Covington in this particular book. So we're excited about it. We launched the book actually at our gala, which we may want to talk about a little bit about what we did there. And now the book is for sale to the public. You can go to our website at cov200.com. and go to the Covington Bicentennial store online and order it there. You can go to the Rolling Point bookstore. You can go to City Hall. The books are sitting at City Hall right now, so there's plenty of avenues and places to get your hands a copy on this book.
Right. And for that, right as you come into the City Hall, we have it down there as you come in.
Right.
And we don't actually have the books for sale, but you can fill out the order form there.
Right.
And I know I have 2 books, and they make great gifts too for people. So
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely.
So we are going to take a break here. We'll be back in a little bit. Thank you.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I lost my cat.
Oh, that's not right.
Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back.
Cool. Does it work?
Kinda.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's not my cat. Gotta keep working on it. See ya.
See ya.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
Welcome back to Covington Conversations. My guest today is Norm Damaris, and he's the chair of the Covington Bicentennial Committee, COV 200. So Norm, when we left for break, we were talking about the book, The Comprehensive History of Covington, but that really was released the day of our actual gala, the day of Covington's actual 200th birthday, which was February the 8th of this year. And that was a significant event, and I know a lot of planning went into it. If you could talk a little bit about that.
Right, yeah, it really was. It wasn't just the one event. Actually, it was the birthday gala weekend where we started off on Friday evening, the 6th, over at Hellman Lumber. We had an event there, and I believe there were 300 or 400 people attended that. And then on the Saturday evening was the actual gala, which was the day before our birthday, and we had roughly 1,400 people show up at the convention center for both the gala and then what was the after party. And the after party was open, both were open to the public, but the after party was free of charge, and we had just a wonderful time. I've heard all types of energy and a lot of very nice things said about one of the best events people have ever been to in Northern Kentucky. So we brought the new year in with a bang, our birthday in with a bang, and then on Sunday we had 8 showings of our documentary film.
Right, I forgot about that.
At 8 different locations throughout the city. So again, several hundred people attended those showings for the documentary film. Actually, it's a documentary draft. The documentary will be released shortly, but it was a wonderful weekend for Covington to celebrate its 200th birthday.
It was a little bit of for everybody.
It was.
And I know the after party where it was free to anybody who wanted to come. We had live music, and I've never seen so many people out on the dance floor just really having a good time. It was good memories for everybody.
Right.
But you know, since we've basically the kickoff of it started last year for the COV 200, you've been keeping data as to all the people who've been involved,
Right.
the hours, and I think you would like to let people know about that.
Yes, we certainly would like to measure our impact that we're having on the city of Covington. So when we started out, we picked two different measures that we would judge our success by, and one was the amount of volunteer hours our community contributed into the different projects. And as of the end of 2014, we had contributed over 13,000 volunteer hours to the city of Covington with a rough economic impact of about $262,000. By the end of this year, 2015, we will have over $1 million impact on the city with our impact events and the volunteer events that we'll be doing. So we're real proud of that, and it just shows some of the great things Covington is doing to help itself. On the other measure, we're looking at how many eyeballs and how many people would can we get to expose Covington to the brilliance and the greatness of our city to outside of the region, outside of Covington. And as at the end of last year, again, we had 4.3 million eyeballs that we measure based on digital, print, different measures that we capture. Every time we're in the press, every time a tank bus goes by with one of our advertisements on it, we've done some billboards and other advertising activities. So our goal is 100 million eyeballs. And so with the All-Star Week coming here and the All-Star Game, we expect to get at least a happy birthday from one or more of the national networks, and with their viewership, we'll easily get 100 million people to basically see and hear about Covington.
It's a really good feeling when I go around regionally across the river, or if I go down to Frankfurt, how many people come up to me and wish the city a happy birthday. So the word's getting out there. And at an event that Triad had a couple weeks ago, it was the Thoroughbred Awards. Phil Castellini was there talking about the All-Star Game, and again he mentioned our COV 200 and all the good things that are being planned. So he seemed as excited as we are excited.
Right. Well, talking about the All-Star Week, that's a good time to talk about all the other significant things we've got going on for Covington for our celebration. And we like to joke that what a nice thing for Major League Baseball to happen to put the All-Star Game in Cincinnati in honor of Covington's birthday this year. We think that was an awfully nice thing for them to do. But we're looking to, again, have several different activities down at the river during that week period. And so one of the most exciting is we're going to have a 5-story Ferris wheel at the landing between the Marriott and the Embassy Suites hotels, and right next to that we're going to have a 150-foot slide for the kids. And so so the other activities going on there along the riverfront, we'll have artisan booths and vendors. We're going to have these Circus Mojo folks will be providing some entertainment down there. We're going to have a stage for several bands. We'll literally have 5 days of bands playing. Bands such as the Dan Varner Band, the Rusty Griswolds, Leroy Ellington Band, Shut Up and Drive, and several others, including many local bands as well. So it's going to be very vibrant, very alive. We're going to have some significant lighting down there. Not quite luminosity, but better than your regular spotlights. And so the Covington waterfront will be alive, and it'll be something that everyone in Cincinnati and Ohio will be taking a look at and noticing. For example, our Ferris wheel is an LED Ferris wheel. It's going to be bright, and we're going to do some neat things. So, and beyond that, we're going to be doing some things in the parking lot, which is south of River Center Towers, and on the plazas at River Center, around the River Center buildings. And so we've got some other special events there. So we're going to be bringing the communities back involved again on the Sunday, I believe, and some of the neighborhood activities we exposed. We haven't released all those yet. That'll happen. We've got a lot of kids events working in conjunction with the Covington school systems, and Duke Energy is going to have a kids tent area where a lot of learning activities. So lots of things for the kids to do. And for the pet lovers, we're going to have the Bicentennial Dog Contest.
That'll be great.
And we're really excited about that as well. So there's so much more, a lot of fun for everyone. Stay tuned. We've got a lot more details that will be coming out soon.
So that will be the week of, was it July 7th to July 14th?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So
have everybody get that on your calendars.
Yep. And the other neat thing about this is the Ferris wheel and the slides are free for all Covington children, residential children. Great. So the kids come on down and have a great time. It's not going to cost you anything. Yeah,
I mentioned it to the third graders out at 6th District School, and their eyes got so big. So I know they're excited about it. Good. And one of the other things is because of the All-Star Game and the amount of press that's going to be in town, most of that press is going to be staying at our hotels on this side of the river.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot of activity just leading up to that week.
Absolutely, and so we're excited about that. We'll be able to provide the press with some of their own B-roll footage and helping them with types of things they can do to fill their programming during the course of the week. So stay tuned. Like I said, we've been working hard on that. We've got a lot of different activities surrounding that. Again, we want to expose Covington and the beauty of what this city is.
We're hoping when those cameras are in at the All-American Ballpark that some of those cameras are going to be getting shots of Covington and the Ferris wheel.
I assure you, it will be, yes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so even in our neighborhoods coming across the river, the riverfront along the Ohio side, they don't have beautiful historic homes. We have some of those there, and of course, trying to get them into our neighborhoods as well. We would love them to come and visit with our various neighborhoods. Speaking of that, I forgot to mention, we're actually doing a bike tour of all 19 neighborhoods as part of that week too.
That's right.
And that'll be led by our police department. So we really want all of Covington to have some good exposure here and participate in this wonderful event.
Yeah. So Norm mentioned our police leading the bike tour. So for those who don't know, Covington has a bike patrol, and they are known nationally for their bike patrol. And actually, police officers from across the country come in for training by our police bike patrol. So that's neat that they feel excited and have a role to play in all of this.
We're happy to have them do that. It's going to be a nice bike tour. Again, the exact date and times are going to be published shortly on our website, and also we'll get those out through the media as well.
Yeah. And you talked about the neighborhood tour. One of the things that some of our neighborhoods have done is that they've created banners with images of their particular neighborhood. So those are going up. The historic Licking Riverside is the first neighborhood to do that. So.
And actually, yeah, we did support a banner program throughout the city in conjunction also with the Center for Great Neighborhoods. So all neighborhoods have had an opportunity to basically apply for and get banners paid for their neighborhoods. So there should be more going up as in the course of the year. And before I forget, we are doing a bicentennial parade. We're going to be doing it in conjunction with Pieselberg Parade of July 4th. We're going to expand it this year.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that when we come back. We have to break, but we'll be back in a little bit.
Hello. Yes. Can I ask a few questions about the apartment on Park Street?
What was your name?
My name is Juan Hernandez.
It's been rented.
Oh, it's gone. Hello, my name is Sanjay Kumar. I am calling about the apartment on Park Street.
It's not available.
Not available?
Hello, my name is Tyrone Washington. I'm calling about the apartment on Park Street.
Just been rented.
Hello, I am Chen Ling. My name is Khalid bin Ali. I'm Tuan Vo.
Hello, my name is Moshe Goldberg. I use a wheelchair.
It's gone. Not available. All right. Thank you.
Yes, hello, my name is Graham Wellington. I'm calling about the apartment for rent on Park Street. Is that still available?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Really?
Housing discrimination is illegal. If you think you've been a victim because of your race, color, national origin, sex, religion, disability, or family status, call us. Fair housing. It's not an option. It's the law.
Welcome home, man.
Welcome back to Covington Conversations. My guest is Norm Damaris, chair of the COV 200 Bicentennial. So Norm, as we went for a break, we were talking about the parade this summer for the COV 200. And so Peaselburg always has, the neighborhood Peaselburg always has their 4th of July parade. So we're going to be partnering with them. I know we had a lot of people saying they wanted a parade.
Right.
So they're going to get their parade.
Yes, they are, and we were looking at doing a separate parade, but then realized the folks at Peaselburg have done parades for many years and do a fantastic job.
Right.
And why not just extend and piggyback onto that? So the parade this year will be bigger than it has been. It's going to be both in honor of the July 4th, but also of the Covington's 200th birthday as well. I believe all the neighborhoods are being engaged or will be shortly in creating their own rendition of their neighborhood to put into these parades. So I expect some really cool and unique floats to be built. I know we're going to be building one specifically just for the Bicentennial Committee, so stay tuned. We're looking forward to that, and also soliciting ideas as to what should we have in our float and on the parade.
Yeah, so that'll be good, and then the one thing I want to make sure we have time for is that you announced this at the gala, is that you want a project that's going to be there, something that's lasting, that continues after the COV 200, our bicentennial. And so it's your legacy, the COV 200 legacy project, and if you can talk about that.
Right. So we announced it at the gala that we're going to do something which is going to be education based. It is our belief that Covington is on the move and great things are happening here. There's a lot of good investment going on in this city, but we want to ensure that we didn't just focus on the economic and business development side. We want to focus on our people side. So we decided that an education-based initiative for the legacy makes the most sense to us. And so we then looked at some programs and we spoke to a lot of different people, and then we realized, well, as the Bicentennial Committee, we're not in the business of education. Let's keep that up to the education folks. So what we wanted to do, though, is we wanted to basically create a funding source for the various education programs and a sustainable funding source. So we are working right now together with Covington Independent Schools. We're working with Covington Partners, Children Inc., and Gateway Community College, and then Center for Great Neighborhoods. And we're putting the plans together right now as to exactly what type of program or programs. We're not going to create new ones. We're going to basically look to fund those that are actually being quite successful. So that group is just starting to convene. You'll hear more about that actually during the summer celebration. We should have some more concrete plans with that, but the idea behind this is to generate sustainable funding sources, some of which are, don't exist today. We're thinking about these from private sector type things that will help us propel some of these really neat programs that have been successful into for all the schools in Covington. And for example, the Glen O'Swing Elementary School going from 19th percentile to the 99th percentile in the state for schools. Some of the successful programs they've had there have just been fantastic. So why can't we scale some of those programs and ensure that all students in Covington have access to those types of resources so that they too can become top-rated schools in the state?
Yeah, and you mentioned Glen O'Swing, so one of the things I think that's helped that school is that the people of Peaselburg, that's Glen O'Swing's is in Peaselburg, and so many of the residents there actually contribute their time helping the kids either like with reading or but mentoring, and actually do hands-on projects with them. One of the schools is that they take on community service projects, so they do that with the people within the neighborhood, which really gets the kids feeling good about themselves and getting them to realize that they do make a difference and get them started early on to contributing, giving back to their communities.
Yeah, and that's an important part. I believe 71% of those students at the school actually are engaged in community projects and community initiatives, and so we'd like to see that to be 100% if we could, but 71% of those kids are actually doing that. And as you've mentioned, it's the benefits are far beyond just academically, but also the impact in the community, and it gets these kids involved with so many different things and helps them with their dreams and visions of what they want to do in the future as well.
But you know, I think you and I talked about this early on about when we were looking at what do we do for the COV 200, and when we looked at what other cities have done, some of the ones that really stood out were the ones that had something that carried over, that just didn't end with the actual celebration. And I think that was a real goal of yours, that you had something that lasted, and I think you picked a really good endeavor. This is going to, our kids, I just want to probably say this is that our kids need help, and so our mentoring program has been big. We have a lot of preschool programs. We have after-school programs. We try to keep the kids at the school as long as possible because they have working parents, and so this is exciting for me. I know when I was at 6th District a couple weeks ago, when the teachers mentioned that some of the people really connected with COV 200 had been helping with the reading and how much the kids enjoyed that.
Right, and so we're doing projects now, which I didn't mention earlier. I did actually want to briefly mention in one of the previous segments that we are working with the Covington Independent School Systems along with the Carnegie, and we've got various programs going on now for the kids that we can basically bring them down to the Carnegie and/or even some curriculum within the schools themselves to again help these kids understand a little bit about the history of this fine city, but also again help them with understanding how they can participate and be part of it in the future.
Right. So this has been a lot of work, and but and we have how many? We got what, 5 or 6 committees working on this, and as far as like the immediate committee group, we probably got over 100 people that are contributing, but. If you were asked to do it again, would you do it again? That's probably a terrible question to put towards you.
The answer is absolutely. I do this over and over again, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention to what you mentioned. Our vice chair of this is Amanda Greenwell, and Amanda has just been fantastic. Amanda we don't get paid, and so we're looking. She puts in 14, 15 hours a week into this, and she's been for 2 years. Kate SRA with the Center for Great Neighborhoods. Again, she has been our glue. She helps keep us on task and helps keep everything organized and planned. And the Center for Great Neighborhoods, they've been our fiscal agent in helping us with all the financial and some guidance. So this is by all means a significant team effort of over 200 volunteers on a monthly basis with the various committees and the planning and what have you. So with that said, we have several more months to go. We are always looking for some additional help. So if anyone would like to get involved with the bicentennial, go to cov200.com and you'll see an opportunity on the website to register for volunteers. And we will also be looking for a lot more volunteers around the summer celebration week, around the All-Star week, because we've got a lot of things we need to get done there. So this will be coming out in the next couple of weeks for the call to action for get some folks to help join us and help us out with that as well.
Yeah. So for those who can't actually contribute time, there's a lot of money that has gone into putting this on. So we welcome contributions, donations. It does help, and especially for the legacy program, because that's something that's going to be going on, and you're actually going to have a separate fund set up for that. So anybody who would like to contribute, we would really appreciate that. And again, go to the COV 200 website. And so any closing thoughts, Norm?
Well, 2 things. One is on that same vein is everything we've done for the last 2 years has been free of charge, with the exception of the gala. That's the only thing we charge for. Everything else has been free to everybody to go to, and I want to make that it's all accessible to everybody, and that will remain so even through the rest of this year. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the last thoughts are. Yes, I would do this over again, working with a great community and great people and learning about this city and believing and breathing what the city's all about. I had an appreciation for Covington before, and I have even a more special or better appreciation for the Covington now, so wouldn't change a thing. Yeah, we can't thank you enough. You've really taken this to a level that we never thought was possible, so thank you very, very much. And that's it for this show. Hopefully we'll see you back next month. Thank you. Thanks, Norm. Thank you, Mayor Karen.